PWE, the plain white envelope. It's a bit of a controversial topic in the hobby. Some people don't mind it at all. Some people are against it at all costs. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you ship sports cards using this? Let's look into it. Hi everyone, I hope everyone is having a great day. Pat here at Card Collector HQ, and today we're going to go a little deeper on the subject of shipping sports card and more specifically on using the plain white envelope. So first off, disclaimer, I'm in Canada, so any prices and type of stamps that I'm going to show you are specific to my country. It's going to be different in the US or in Europe, for instance. But the way that I'm going to show you how to package your cards into the envelope, well, that can be used globally, obviously. Personally, I've used this hundreds of times to ship out low value card, and I think it's a great way to save on shipping prices and a great way to pass on those savings to your customers and then attract a certain volume of sales to your lower end items. Also known as the standard envelope, I'm talking about these guys here, these little white envelopes that you usually receive documents at your house. These can be pretty effective way to ship sports cards if you use them properly and if you use the right type of cards. So what cards am I talking about? Like I said, cheaper cards, $1, $2, $5, $10 card, like this random young gun here that I'm going to use for this example, and you want them to be on the smaller stock. So 20 point card, you want them to be really slim, because even if you're selling a smaller jersey card, it's going to be probably more thick than you want to use in the plain white envelope. It differs from different countries, but in North America, it's usually 1/4 of an inch that's going to be your maximum. And once you factor in all your protection and everything, you want the card to be the smallest possible. This is going to be true whether you use the standard envelope or the bubble mailer. If you use just stamps and regular postage, there's not going to be any tracking number that comes with it. That could be an issue for some people, but on the other hand, once you get any kind of tracking with your package, at least here in Canada, the prices really jump up. Can go all the way to $10 to ship the same card and the same envelope, but with the tracking. So at this point, especially if you're shipping out lower value cards, I think you just roll the dice. The card is going to get there maybe once or twice every hundreds. Either someone's going to claim that did not receive the card, or the card will actually get lost in the mail. But from experience in the last year, it happened to me, I think, once or twice, and it's really not a big deal. And then you just refund the buyer and just move on with your day. As I said earlier, the biggest advantage is regarding the price. So I've calculated a little table here with the different prices, and as you can see, the biggest savings will be on the stamps and on the actual envelopes. The bubble mailer can be a little pricey, especially if you don't buy them like in huge boxes or in bulk on eBay or Amazon. If you're just shopping them locally, they can get a little pricey. But these standard envelope, you just go to your dollar store and then you can find a box of 50 or 100 envelopes for $1 or $2. So they're really cheap. And the actual material that you're going to use to protect them is going to be the same most of the time in both envelopes, so that's not really a factor. And then once you ship the bubble mailer, at least here in Canada, it counts as an oversized item. It can still go through letter mail, but it's going to be twice the postage price. So as you can see, you can save up to like 50-60% on cost, and then you just pass it on to your customer on eBay, on whatever platform you're selling. Because to me, like, shipping is like parking. You don't really want to make money off of it. You want to charge a fair value for all the supplies that you use to ship the cards, but that shouldn't be a way to make more money off of your cards. Now that we talked about the pros and cons of using this, let me show you how I package the cards inside the envelope. Okay, so I moved to the table and we're going to package this year's cheap Young Gun and show you different tips and tricks on how to do so with a plain white envelope. So first things first, always protect the card to a minimum. So use a penny sleeve like this. That's mandatory. And then you've got basically 3 different ways that you can protect your card. So you can use like just a simple pieces of cardboard. Actually, it would be better with 2. You just sandwich the card in between, use some tape to hold it in, and that could be a decent protection. See, that's just something that I cut up out of a box. That can work. It's not something that I usually do though, but that's possible if you want to cut costs a little bit more. Then you've got the card saver. That can also be an option. What's interesting is that it protects well the card, but you know, it's still pretty flexible, and that's what you want. You don't want the envelope to be too thick and you don't want it to be too rigid, because it can go through some machinery, and maybe that's why I said earlier that a thicker card is not a good idea for a standard envelope. So these card savers are a good solution, although I don't know about you guys, but there was a bit of a shortage recently with the card savers, with all the submission to PSA and all the other grading companies. So it was not the most cost-effective solution. So what I basically do all the time is just I use a plain standard top loader, the smaller ones, and these are still acceptable because they're still flexible, it's not gonna break, and it's going to hold your cards correctly. Next step, what I want to do, it's not a good idea to just put it in the envelope like that. So you want to add a little bit more protection, and you want to make sure that the card cannot slip off of the top loader. So what I do, I use a piece of paper, so that actually like shipping paper that I picked up, a big roll, and then I cut the different portion that will fit my envelope. And this way, by taping the card inside this paper, it will serve 2 purposes. Will actually protect the surface, make sure the card and make sure that the card doesn't move, whether it's in the top loader or in the envelope. From there, what I do is pretty simple. I just use some painter tape. Always use painter tape, not regular Scotch tape, because this will over time get sticky on your top loader. And so I use 1 piece here, and like this way I secure the card both in the paper and inside the top loader. Fold it tightly in there. Add another piece, and this is not moving at all. This is secure. This is not thick, and you can then enter it into the envelope. And as you can see, there's really little movement inside the envelope. What I usually do also, tape the end and then regular stamp, label or write the address, my return label, and you're all set doing it like that. Final tip though, like I said in my intro, not a lot of people are cool with using standard envelope. There's still this belief that their card's going to be damaged, even though I didn't see it really personally. But be upfront about it. If you're going to ship a card using this method, lower your shipping prices and state in your item description, state it on your Instagram, tell people that's what you're going to do, and give them a chance to upgrade their shipping if they're not comfortable with this method. So be upfront about it. This way it's a win-win for everyone. So this is it. It's pretty simple to ship cards in plain white envelope. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed this content, please like, and subscribe to this video. I'm just starting out, so it means a lot. And if you have any questions, comment, just use the comment section below, and I'm going to be sure to check them out and start a discussion with you guys. All right, have fun, stay safe, goodbye.